Everyone. I'm so glad to be here with you. And I already have a question from Miss Clarice. Hi, Clarice. So I'm going to read the questions for the benefit of everyone and then answer them for us. So Clarice asks, why are trust and relationships so important to business? How does selling inhibit a person's ability to attract and engage customers? How do you build trust early? Oh my gosh, she doesn't start with easy questions, but I appreciate that. And yes, trust is essential to relationships. So I would have you think about it this way. Think about the people in your life, right? Think about a personal relationship. If you didn't trust that person, how would that affect the way you talk to them, the things you ask of them? Maybe you leave them alone with a task or something that you entrust them with. And think about how that is essential. Like, I trust my husband implicitly, which means the highest level of trust. And so I am able to comfortably discuss things, ask his opinion, and know that he has my highest interest at heart. It doesn't mean he doesn't tell me things I don't want to hear. Trust isn't about pleasing others. It's about knowing that we are in an honest relationship. So just as trust is a non-negotiable essential to personal relationships, it is the same in a business relationship. I will also have you think of it this way. The times where your relationships haven't worked out in a business sense, in a career sense, how much trust was in that relationship? I think most of us can say right away, I stopped trusting that person. I became skeptical. I had doubts about their motives, their interests. And so I give you those examples to make it clear in your mind that trust is essential, because Clarice asks by why. So a little bit on that. Now, how does selling inhibit a person's ability to attract and engage customers? That's an interesting question. And I wouldn't say it's so much that it inhibits our ability to attract and engage. You may certainly see it that way. I think that for us to engage and attract customers, we can come from a place of serving versus selling, which in its traditional sense, it's driven by our own agenda. So think about engaging someone. Let's say they are a prospective customer, not even a paying customer. You are building that trust. How would it feel if they felt your agenda? That you are doing this because you need to close a contract, what have you. And how much better would it feel if they felt your sense of serving toward them, even as we are having a business conversation, right? We both know we're in a business conversation, but the fact that you truly care, you are interested in helping them, maybe you can help them, maybe someone else, driven by that genuine care and serving, that changes the dynamics of the relationship and the way you engage that customer and the way they become vulnerable with you and share their real concerns and challenges and don't hold back, which allows you to truly explore ways you can help them. So I hope that answers the question there, Clarice. And how do we build trust early? Well, I think the easiest way to think of it is, why are we engaging with a customer or a client, right? What is our purpose here? My purpose when I engage with my prospective customers and clients is to explore possibilities of how I can be of service. And I know I have to earn their trust. I show up with my compassion, with my curiosity, and also it's very clear that we are in a business conversation. So when and if there is a time to explore possibilities to formalize the relationship, I'm also very clear about what I need to make that happen. So a sense of transparency, clarity, honesty, those are ways to build trust rather than hiding behind our agenda or serving under the pretext of selling. So I hope that gives you some food for thought. Excellent questions. Thank you for starting us off, Clarice. I have a question from Sylvia White. She says, how does having the correct mindset in a business catapult one entrepreneur's journey? Wow, that's a great one, right? So if you watch the session, I talk about mindset being your perspective onto that particular subject matter. Your perspective on entrepreneurship and business is your mindset, Sylvia. How you look at it. For instance, some people go into business thinking, oh, 99% of businesses fail. I sure hope I succeed. That is their whole mindset. Think about that. They're coming from a place of doubt and very low confidence in themselves, seeing how things go. That mindset will affect the decisions they make, the type of actions they take, the way they operate, whether they come from a place of fear and anxiety or from a place of openly exploring possibilities. And that affects all the outcomes they create. So mindset essentially creates the level of success you have in your business. It's not everything, because you have to have the correct mindset, but then you have to take action. You have to work hard. But the type of actions that you take is determined by your mindset. For instance, I can tell you when I first started my business, I came from a place of, oh my God, I hope this works because I really don't want to go get a job. And it was a lot of low confidence in myself and just hoping and working really hard. Whereas over the years, I learned that if I am not grounded and confident in what I can bring to the world in a business sense, I'm not even showing up attractively. I'm not attracting the right caliber of people. So I need to really get clear on my mindset, then align my actions. And to make this more tangible for you, think about how you are thinking about your business and your identity in that business framework. Are you a leader? Do you think of yourself as someone that has real unique value to bring to the world? That is the makeup of your mindset. And there is more, but I just want to give you some food for thought to reflect on that, maybe journal about that, and kind of explore your own mindset and then see whether you can improve it. Okay, so I hope that's helpful. Feel free, by the way, to ask follow-up questions. We have a good few minutes. We're going to make the most of it. Okay, moving on to Ronald Williams. Thank you for your question. There are so many experiences that erode confidence. Well said. How do we reset after years, sometimes a life of attacks on confidence? So I'm wondering if, I'm guessing this is your own self-confidence, right? That maybe over the course of some incidents, experiences, relationships, what have you, you feel a lower sense of confidence in yourself. And now you are wondering how you can build your confidence as opposed to, say, building confidence in others, right? So I'll answer the question from that place. And you're right. Experiences can affect our confidence. I mean, we're human beings, right? We are our experiences. We decide, oh my gosh, that experience, that means this. And sometimes we're very harsh on ourselves. So I would say to you, what specifically about your experiences, Ronald, has affected your confidence and why, right? All of us have had failures. All of us. Every single person. If somebody says they haven't failed in life, well, they probably haven't lived much, right? If you're going to do brave things, you're going to experience failure. Is it possible your experience has been impacted by some of your failures and the way you look at them, right? Are you perhaps allowing failures or mistakes or regrets define who you are right now, and therefore affect how you feel about yourself, i.e., your confidence, right? And it's completely natural to feel that way, right? But it doesn't serve you. And also, it's not necessarily true that we can allow failures affect our experience. I have failed plenty in my corporate career, and those failures and mistakes I made in my 12-year corporate journey, which prevented me from achieving my corporate goals, have today enabled me to help my career clients achieve their goals. And I defined those failures as success because I've turned them around. And I have never been more confident in myself, even though I'm the same person who made those mistakes. And I also think of a confidence as a ladder, not as a switch, right? So it's not about I'm confident today, I'm not confident. You build that confidence depending on what you're doing with your life, your goals. You are building the confidence one step at a time. Today, let's say you are starting a new business. You need a new set of confidence, a new step on that ladder to achieve the level that you need to be successful in that business. Tomorrow, you may want to start a foundation that does something to change the world. That's a whole new step on that ladder. So my point with the ladder analogy is, can you think about the confidence you need today for what needs to happen to be successful in your pursuits, and just focus on that and see how you can build the confidence. Why has it been eroded? And explore that for yourself, and then really get clear on what defines you and who you are and the value you bring, and think about how you can reassure yourself that yes, you have everything you need to be confident today to do the work that you need to do. And I realize I'm giving answers based on just my understanding of the question. So feel free to ask follow-up questions. Hopefully that's helpful, Ronald. Now I'm going to read Shin I'm so sorry. Shingiria Mushonga's question. Forgive me for that. The point that winning is more important than trust and relationships is profound. Can you expand on that idea? Well, first of all, I don't agree with it at all. I think that winning at the expense of trust and relationships is actually not very smart. However, if you choose that belief, then you are making a choice. And when you make a choice, there's always consequences to our choices. And so for each of us, we have to decide, first of all, what is winning? Do you define winning as closing the deal, so to speak, or I don't know, selling something or getting a yes on a sponsorship, whatever? Define winning, because we all define it differently. And then weigh that against this thing you're saying, trust and relationships, right? And do you indeed have to compromise? Why can you not have both? Right? I love winning, but if winning is defined as, often in a sales environment, winning is defined as, closing the deal. And if that is weighed against trust and relationships, I choose to really think about that and how I have to compromise one for the other. In fact, in the serving mindset, I think is win without trust and relationships. I think that is the focus. So I would challenge you gently to think about why you're even putting yourself in that choice. Why are you choosing between winning and trust? Why can't you have both? And if you have to choose, then realize that that is your choice. Yes, there is, ideas about winning is everything, winning is the only thing. I've heard them all. I've even said them before. But I think getting really serious about, okay, what choice am I making here? What are the consequences? And if you still want to make that choice, then you can make that choice, right? I mean, the whole point of entrepreneurship is that we make our own choices. We decide how to live, what values to live by, and that's what defines you. So, good question. I hope I gave you some insights there. You're very welcome, Ronald. I'm glad that was helpful. Great questions. So I'm going to go down here, see if I have any more. I don't, not yet. So welcoming more questions and comments. And I'm just going to make sure I answered everything in full. I know that I could go on and on about Clarice's questions about trust. I mean, I think that is, if I had to summarize, like the serving mindset and the work that I do in its essence, it really comes down to trust. Because at the end of the day, I find in my work, people really care about one thing. Can I help them? And that cannot happen. They cannot say a yes to that if there isn't a minimum level of trust in our relationship. So I think that's really important to think about. Okay, a question from Erica Covington. Thank you for your question. What suggestions do you have for a sole proprietor to build trust when up against a larger reputable firm? You know, the whole competition world is very interesting. And I think that's maybe what you're thinking, right? That you're competing with the reputable firms, with the larger companies. And here you are, one person, one man, one woman shop. I get that. I think exploring the competition piece is a good place for you to start. Why do you feel they might do a better job? In what way might a larger firm do a better job than you? In what ways might you do a better job than them? Right? We all know there is benefits to going with a small business, with a sole proprietor versus going with a large firm. We make decisions like that every day. For some people, there's always going to be one choice versus the other. Their philosophy, their mindset, their value system says, I always go with the big company, or I'm always going to support the small company, right? Now, you need to be very clear. You need to have your, what I call unique value proposition, your mind, why choosing you might be right for me. And it's not something that's right for everyone, which is why we explore options. So when your prospective customers and clients come to you, Erica, when you have that clarity, you know what? If you were to work with me, John, Janet, here is how my work will benefit you. Here are the benefits of working with me, engaging me. I am reliable. I am very responsive. I build a closer relationship with my clients because I am the main person. I don't delegate and push you off to an assistant like they might do in a large firm. And it's a lot of high touch, hands on, whatever that may be. What is the benefit of me hiring you? You have to be really clear on that and articulate that to your potential clients and customers and explore if that is what's of value to them. And if not, you should be gladly sending them off to the reputable firm and wait for your ideal clients, the people who will embrace a sole proprietor. Right? So I hope that's helpful. Feel free to ask me a follow-up question. We have 1 minute, 45 seconds. Okay, Clarice has another question, and you're very welcome. You talk about the serving mindset being driven by abundance. I do. Why do you think individuals who go into business take on a scarcity mindset? Let me answer that piece. I think that we are very driven by the outside noise, by the statistics that, by the way, inaccurately tell us businesses fail because they never go back and follow up whether that business person who failed in their first and second business started a third business and succeeded. Just a point on how to take that data. But because of the social perspective, if you will, on starting one's own business, which by the way is shifting, you form an opinion. And it's more natural for us to lean towards anxiety, worry, I can't succeed, doubt, and build on that. It is harder work to build confidence and grounding in yourself, but it's the work that pays off. And we're so busy with doing things that we don't take the time to explore the mindset, to explore our own unique value. We don't take the time. We're just so busy. Okay, what do I do to set up the business and attract customers? And then you're in that conversation and you really don't feel confident. And so it's natural to take on a scarcity mindset. Oh my God, I hope they choose me. I hope they sign up. And if you haven't explored that mindset, if you are not clear on how you bring value, you will not be able to attract your ideal clients. You will